Hello, welcome to Bub's World. I spent $250 on books on Instagram from one seller. Let's see how I did.
You're watching Bub's Comics, Bub.
All right, so this guy, I've been buying from him 2 or 3 times a year. I believe he does an Instagram sale. It is a claim sale, so it's not like a auction or anything like that. It's all like just what he's got. He puts them up, posts them, and I picked up some major keys, and I'm just super excited to show them. One of them I've been after for a long time. One of them is a duplicate of a book I already own, and then a bunch of other books. So without further ado, let's make me small and get to the haul. Yo! Ooh, that was relatively smooth. Did you guys see that? That was a good one. All right. So first off, we're going to start off with an absolute bang. First book out of the gate. And I know a lot of people hold the best books, if you will, to the very end. But I wanted to show this book off first because it was the book that triggered me into building the box, if you will, of books that I was going to get from the guy. So right away, I wanted to pick up this book. It was a fair price. It's a lower grade, but it's a book I already have. I have to show it off. Picked up this Hulk 180, the Incredible Hulk 180, first appearance of Wolverine. Now you say, Bub, it's a first appearance. Look, you guys can argue in the comments down below all you want. Feel free to argue. I'm thinking of starting a channel membership just so you people can argue with me on a more personal level. But the bottom line is, this is the first appearance of Wolverine because it's his first appearance. First full appearance and cameo. Full appearances and cameo, those are just things grading companies made up as far as I'm concerned. You say, no, actually, the first time it was mentioned, I don't give a crap. Marvel, the publisher, says that this is the first appearance of Wolverine. And this Marvel fan agrees. This is the first appearance of Wolverine. You know how I know? Because when you open up the book, and that's right, I'm opening up the book. It's a low grade copy. I have another copy on the wall here. So this is going to be probably my reader copy now, even though it's been reprinted a bunch. Pretty rough book, but right here, doesn't take long to get there. First appearance of Wolverine. Look at that. Let's get it just right. All right. There you go. First appearance of Wolverine. And I can tell you right now, that's it. It's a full panel. You see him. He's obviously here for fighting. He's mentioned earlier in the story, but that doesn't even matter. To me, an appearance is the first time you see the character mostly in its entirety. Now, there's some other books where you might see a hand or a foot, or they're mentioned in some way, but you don't really get a sense of who the character is. So this is enough. Now, if it was just this much of him showing, I still say that's a first appearance. Anything that makes him instantly recognizable in future appearances, to me, makes it a first appearance. And if it was just his hand or his boot, that's not really an appearance. That is something of a cameo, if you want to even use that term. But to me, a first appearance is the first time the character's in the book in a recognizable form, or on the cover in a recognizable form. And that's what we have here. First appearance of Wolverine. So says I. There you go. Hulk 180. Now, like I said, I have another copy. I would grade this one. It's missing the Marvel value stamp, as is my other copy, which that doesn't really concern me too much. I don't get too tore up about the value stamps. So to me, I'd probably grade this conservatively. I'd say it's probably a 2.0. I don't think it's very much higher than that. A 2.5 on a real good day, but I'd say it's probably about a 2.0. Green label at that. So my other copy, I would say, is probably a 3.5. So it's a lot better. The colors are better than on this one. But very happy to have this one. It could use a clean, it could use a press, it could use all that stuff. But you know what? I'm not going to do any of that stuff to this book. I'm going to clean and press my Hulk 180 again. I did it once, it's probably about 4 years ago, but I have better equipment now. So I'm clean and press that, and then probably just leave this one as my beater, read about copy, and just enjoy the heck out of it. It's kind of, it's the kind of book I'm going to just leave around on the table, and people are going to be like, what's that? Oh, nothing. That's just the first appearance of Wolverine. All right. I've taken up 5 minutes just to tell you about that book. All right. Next up, super happy to have it though. Super pleased. And for the price that I got it at, I paid less for this than I paid for my first copy about, I guess it's been about 5 years now since I got my first copy. So I paid less for this copy than I did my first copy 5 years ago. I couldn't pass it up. And he always gives me a bit of a frequent buyer's discount, if you will. So it got even better. So next up, we have a great book that I've been after for a long time. Super hard to find. I wouldn't say it's a ghost book, but it's just not a book that comes out affordably very often. So here it is. There's a trade paperback of Valkyrie. So this was put out by Veritic, is what I call them. So this one was put out by Veritic. It's got a great Joe Chiodo cover, whom I contend draws the best posteriors of anyone in the business. I think they're the best. Now, some people like Frazetta bottoms. I like Frazetta bottoms. To me, they're a little extra, and nothing wrong with extra. This is extra, but that's extra. I think Chiodo does the best, athletic yet still thick, if you will, bottoms. So, and of course, the rest of it is nothing wrong with that either. Poor Airboy. If those of you who don't know, Valkyrie is a femme fatale. She's a Nazi, very bad. And but she is his worst enemy and also his on and off love interest. So poor Airboy has a hard time with Valkyrie. Now, this is the collection of some Golden Age appearances. Most of the early Golden Age appearances of Valkyrie are collected in this book with that fantastic Joe Chiodo cover. It is just outstanding. I'm so proud to have this book in my collection. I can't tell you how tough it is to get it. And I paid probably half of what this book is available anywhere else for. And that's where I was. I actually paid a good $30 less for this book than I have ever seen it for sale. And even at the price that I was willing to pay, like I would have paid $30 more for this book. And it's in near perfect condition. Of course, it's a trade, so it's got hard corners, but it's not bent, it's not creased on the front because it's glue, right? It's a glued spine, and all the corners are sharp, and it just presents beautifully. I think I may get it slabbed. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I actually wouldn't mind maybe putting in one of those thick Gator Guard cases that they have for annuals. Sometimes they fit small trades. I want to say this only holds like 5 comics in it, so it may just be small enough to fit in there, but it's obviously comic size, so we'll see. All right, next up, he had a ton of these books that were available that I needed to fill in my run. So I used to be working on the Wonder Woman Adam Hughes run, but I kind of gave it up and I sold off a bunch of them. I hadn't realized how many I got rid of. I thought I had most of them kept and I only got rid of the ones that I just really didn't like, but it turns out I got rid of a bunch of them. So I needed to recollect those. Now, I think out of this set, only one of them is one that I've had before, and it was this one, Wonder Woman 145. I can't believe I got rid of this one. I love this cover. I probably because of that little sprite looking character or whatever, but the rest of it is just outstanding. And then I know it's different, but I always kind of like the way that Adam Hughes drew her boots. So I always got a kick out of that, if you will. Hey, but I got a kick out of the way that he drew her boots. But this is just fantastic. Oh man, just 1 inch from gold there. That is just beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. Adam Hughes doing a great job on the hair too. You don't always get good hair work. That's just fantastic. Just beautiful. The neck, everything. Just gorgeous. Absolutely great work, Adam Hughes. I salute you, sir. And then continuing it on, we got numbers 164. Another beautiful cover. Some nice bat work there. Very, very cool. And we got 165. And one of the things that I liked about the way that he drew her was, you know, face-wise, not so much. I mean, I like the face, but to me, the body was very kind of Linda Carter-esque in that if you watched it as a kid, watching Wonder Woman as a kid, I always remember seeing that her top was just barely hanging on for dear life. Some scenes it looked like it was going to go, and you just be watching there as a kid like, is this going to happen? Today going to happen? You know, of course now we're adults and we know it's not going to happen, but we still watch closely. But look at that. Isn't that fantastic? So that kind of puts me in the mind of that when I see it drawn that way. Very cool. A lot of scary stuff going on in the background. A lot of bats. This one starts the Gods of Gotham storyline. So then here we have number 2 of that. And here's number 3 of it in number 166, Wonder Woman. Just a great pose. There's some more of those funky boots again. I really like the way he drew the boots. Kind of a slouch, almost like a winter boot. I really liked it. I thought it was cute. I thought it was playful with the costume because it doesn't go with the rest of the costume. The rest of the costume is super form-fitting and shiny and metallic and everything, the way he did her. And then he just gives her these goofy boots, which I always thought were great. I just thought it was a nice touch to really make it his own. And he pretty much draws those boots every time. He has those big kind of wintry type boots that she wears. There's a little Batman appearance there. And just fantastic work by the great master, Adam Hughes. Here's number 167. Some more great Hughes work here. Love her face in that one. The rest of it's not bad either, as they say. And then here's 169. So that's the last of the Gods of Gotham storyline. And then here's 169 as well. Paradise Lost, 2 of 2. Now I have the other issue, Paradise Lost 1 of 1. It's 168, of course. And this is actually a wraparound cover. It looks pretty cool. So, and you know what? Since you all have been so good, I saw I checked out the spine ahead of time and I saw that it was a little bit creased anyway. So we're not going to be too upset about opening this book up. That's the beauty of comics in the raw, if you will. Check that out. Isn't that a wonderful wraparound cover? I think it looks awesome. Very cool. Very, 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 very cool indeed. That's what we say. So I'm digging that. Number 169. Say, Bub, you guys are so rough with your books. They're comics. Enjoy them. Anything it takes for you to enjoy your comic, I encourage you to do that. All right, next up, we have the Gods of Gotham. What is this? This is a trade. You can see right there. So this is a trade paperback of that other storyline, which I think is really neat because they took a conglomeration of other covers. So you see it has not so much of that one, but you see it has her and him on there. They're both on there. So that's very similar. And then that image up there in the corner, you can see those right next to each other. And then this one here, obviously, that's her again. So that was very neat how they did that. And they kind of created an all new cover out of this collage, if you will, of the other covers. So I'm digging that. Gods of Gotham. We'll be keeping that for sure. And then we have a Stargazers, Legends of the Stargazers. This is another book. Now, I did not give this book up. I never had this one. This is the hardest one for me to find. I've never found this book before. So Legends of the Stargazers, number 2. I think there's maybe 5 or 6 in the set. And I had the first 4, I want to say. And never could get 5 and 6. And number 6 is really hard to get too as well. It's kind of a spanking cover, if you will. So it was really tough to get. So I gave up and I kept 1 and 3. And I got rid of number 4. And you know, a couple of years ago when I was sizing down the collection. But I'm back after them, and now I've got 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to pick up, if I can, 4, 5, and 6 as well. So Legends of the Stargazers, that's a very early Adam Hughes book, and these were also wraparound covers, but they're like 3/4 wraps, or actually, yeah, about that. But look at that. And this one's after, this one homages Frank Frazetta in this cover. So very cool. Look at that killer beast. And then look at that. That is just amazing. What a true legend of the Stargazers. And then we got this Vampirella, Year 1, number 6. I know, switching gears, but you can't blame me. That looks absolutely fantastic. You know, she's probably in the shower or coming out of a milk bath or something, but it's way better than the blood. I don't, you guys know I don't really care for bloody covers and all that stuff. This is nice and clean, so we're digging that. That's it, folks. That's my haul. We will show this off one last time. Hulk 180, The Incredible, nice Wendigo battle, first appearance of Wolverine. I don't care what you say. You can make any argument you want. You can't beat the argument that Marvel says this is the first appearance, and make mine Marvel. I'll agree with them. There you go. Hulk 180, the biggest book of the haul. So you got to admit, some great ones. If you didn't care for this one, but you like some of the others, let me know in the comments below. Tell me what your favorite book was of the haul. Mine is probably this one. And then second, and a real close second, is going to be this Valkyrie, which I just still can't believe that I was actually able to acquire affordably after all that. So there you go. All right, well, we'll catch you next time in Bub's World. Remember to read a comic and don't apologize for the glare. Bye-bye.
Now subscribe, you egg-sucking pieces of gutter trash. Now.